that about? Do you?
That's me, and today I'm explaining inflation using shopping and boys. Inflation is when the money in your wallet loses its purchasing power. Let's say there's this boy you have a crush on, and he listens to a lot of Pink Floyd. So what do? You listen to a lot of Pink Floyd to win him over. But then all of a sudden he gets really hot, and everyone else is crushing on him too, and they're all listening to Pink Floyd. Now your knowledge of Pink Floyd isn't worth as much. That is one reason why inflation happens, when demand is more than supply. Learn from the economy, girlies. If everyone wants you, be more picky. Another reason inflation happens is due to major world events like the Russia-Ukraine war. Both countries supply a lot of wheat and oil to the world, and right now they're not really focused on that. So their buyers gotta go somewhere else, and that costs money. Who ends up paying for that? You. Like when Sephora runs out of your favorite concealer and you have to buy another one, and that new concealer makes you break out, so you buy acne cream, and then the acne cream makes your skin dry, so you buy moisturizer. Suddenly you're spending a lot more money. So then now your boyfriend has to pay you more money, and now he can't pay rent, all because Sephora ran out of your favorite concealer. Do you see what I mean?
We want to hire you, but we can't do a $75,000 salary. Well, based on my experience level, this is the average salary for the position. I get it, we could possibly meet at $65,000. Sorry, I won't go lower than $70,000. Looks like we're done here. Thanks, that works for me. What do you mean, thanks? If you're not willing to negotiate my salary now, you're damn sure not going to in the future. You help me dodge a bullet working for you guys. Thanks. I see you falling on a tip, but you still should know.
So you're the kid who wants to buy my broken down house. Yeah, I'll take it off your hands for 100 bands. No disrespect, but I don't think you have 100K laying around. You're like 18. Don't worry about that, man. Just sign this contract and I'll get you your money. Hey, house flipper, I have this property under contract for $100,000. I'll reassign it to you for $150,000. Dude, this is a crazy deal. I'm all in. Here's your 100 bands, as promised. I was wrong to doubt you. How'd you get this money? I just wholesaled your house to another investor and made 50K in profit. That's some good stuff, kid. Where'd you learn how to do that? Oh, I just follow Raj.
You're hired, your starting salary is $60,000. I really appreciate it. I'm so ready to show you how hard of a worker I am. Man, you've been doing great and finishing early, I've heard. Yes, I have. Great, well since you're finishing early, it's time to add more work. That's no problem. More work means more pay, right? Oh no, it's no extra pay. We just can't have you sitting there bored before your shift ends. If there's more work, there should be more pay. Well, of course you'll get your 3% raise at the end of the year after your performance review.
Hi boss, I found a better job, so I quit. I'm gonna take the $5,000 in my 401k and go. Yeah, make that $0. What do you mean? The company offered me a 5% match. I'm entitled to that money. Guess you didn't read the fine print. We have a vesting schedule, meaning if you leave the company before 1 year, you get 0% of your 401k match. What? That's a thing? What if I stay here for another year? Then you would get 25% of your 401k match. Well, how long do I have to work here to get 100% of the match? At this company, you have to work here for 5 years. What? Is this a scam? No, actually only 28% of companies offer an immediate 401k match. We do this to keep you working here longer. Well, I'm glad I know this now. I'm definitely going to be asking about vesting schedules at my next job. Follow for more.
What's your net worth?
About 200,000.
What's your best personal finance hack?
Don't spend too much time figuring out how to save pennies. It's more productive to learn how to make more money. That's one of the traps. Like, don't spend too much time browsing slick deals and like trying to find like $50 off. Just try to make 10,000 more dollars.
If you want to have money, don't do these 3 things. Just don't. Okay? Unless you want to be broke, feel broke, and be associated with broke, don't do these things. And the last one is major. But the first one, listen, don't buy things that don't pay you back. Learn how to retrain your mind and think, okay, how can this thing that I'm about to buy pay me back and put money back into my pocket? That's going to help you, number 1, save some money. And then number 2, create an asset that's going to pay you back. Second thing, don't pay bills when they are due. Create a system where you pay bills 1 day out of the month or 1 week, either the beginning or the end, and then focus on generating income the rest of the month. Then the last one, don't prioritize value or don't prioritize hard work over value. The skills are ultimately what's going to pay the bills and set you free for real. Believe that.
He says, if you really want to be rich, take a class on real estate. And I said, why is that? He says, I didn't know at the time, but once you understand real estate is based on debt. And he says, you will learn how to use debt as money, because that's what happened in 71. The US dollar became debt. So once you learn how to use debt as money, you can never say, I can't afford it. You see, because the banks will give you, so the banks, after the crash of 2008, the banks gave me $300 million tax-free to buy real estate that the idiots had lost.
If I were starting over in my 20s with no money or assets, here are the top 3 things I would do to get started in investing. Number 1, I would open a TD Ameritrade or an E-Trade account and immediately start putting in $25 to $100 a month and invest in index funds. I like VOO, VGT, and SLYV. Number 2, I would open a Fundrise account so I could start investing in real estate immediately. You can start with as little as $10 and I would add to this account immediately. This is a great place to get into real estate with very little money. And number 3, and this one is great, I would open an Acorns account. I love this app because you can set it to round up all of your little purchases. Then it invests that money immediately. I personally would set it to moderate risk. These are 3 great ways to get started with little money. Okay, so we have the plan. Let's go.
And you start at 25, saving $100 a month, and you do so every single month until you are 65, and put it in a good Standard & Poor's 500 index fund with average market returns, you'd have $1 million.
Wow.
But if you wait just 10 years, $100 a month is $1,200 a year. For 10 years, it's $12,000. Not that much money if you wait 10 years. And you start at 35, at 65, you'd have only $300,000. So those 10 years cost you $700,000 at $100 a month.
If you get paid bi-weekly, one of the first things you should do every single year is look for those 3 paycheck months, because utilizing those 2 3-paycheck months will allow you to build wealth so much faster if you plan for it. Here are the 3 paycheck months that you can check out for 2023. If your first paycheck was January 6th of 2023, then your 3 paychecks months will be March and September. If your first paycheck was Friday the 13th of January 2023, then your 3 paycheck months will be June and December. Planning for these 3 paycheck months and using those dollars to save for your emergency fund or investing those dollars and even paying down debt is one of the best things that you can do with your money.
Open sesame! Well, I've done all I can.